You're watching World Insight. Let's go to our next story now. Chen Yunlin is a chairman of the Association for Relations Across the Taiwan Straits, which is otherwise known as ARATS for short. He began a 5-day visit this week to Taiwan. There he met his counterpart, Jiang Bingkun, who's the head of the Taiwan-based Straits Exchange Foundation, otherwise known as CEF. Now, the two men signed historic agreements implementing the 3 direct links. After 30 years of negotiations, direct flights, shipping and postal service across the waters have finally been realized, and both sides say they're looking forward to the benefits ahead. Let's look at that story.
Across the table and across the straits, the historic moment came on November 4th.
This is the first time for the heads of ARATS and CEF to hold talks in Taipei since the establishment of the two organizations in the early 1990s. This meeting also marks the continued enhancement of cross-strait relations.
Chen Yunlin is the most senior mainland negotiator for Taiwan affairs to visit the island in 60 years. And his meeting with Jiang Bingkun is the first ever summit in Taiwan for the heads of the two negotiating bodies. More history was made when the two signed the deals to set up the 3 direct links. From 1949 till now, nearly all air and shipping transport between the Chinese mainland and Taiwan had to transfer at a third place. The new arrangements triple the number of direct charter flights to 108 a week and allow them to run daily. Routes will be shortened as well, and private business jets will be allowed to fly.
已经增加了3倍了，我们很开心了，觉得够吗？多益善了。
Direct cargo shipments can pass between 11 Taiwan seaports and 63 in the mainland, tax-free, following demands from Taiwan investors with factories on the other side.
Previously, cargo across the strait had to go through a third port. Statistics show that every detour meant costs going up by as much as $20,000, and with about 5,000 trips between the two sides, the increased costs adds up to as much as $100 million.
The two sides will see 60 direct cargo flights a month, expand direct postal links, and establish a mechanism for ensuring food safety to alert each other to threats.
可以向大家报告的是，两岸三通的基本上的主要内容。
I can tell you with great happiness that all major topics related to the 3 direct links between the straits have been put into real words in the valuable agreements we signed. The future will prove to us this is the right way to go, and it will bring more and more tangible benefits to people in the mainland and Taiwan.
The 3 direct links did not come easily. Back in 1992, the two organizations held negotiations in Hong Kong, reaching what's become the 1992 consensus. 1 year later, in 1993, the then ARATS chairman Wang Daohan and SEF chairman Ku Changfu held talks in Singapore. It was the first public meeting between senior figures from the two sides since 1949. 4 agreements were signed to promote trade and people-to-people exchange. 5 years later, in 1998, Wang and Ku shook hands again in Shanghai. They reached a consensus on 4 points involving dialogue across the straits on political issues. But in 1999, plans for the 3rd meeting had to be put off indefinitely. That's because the Taiwan leader at the time, Li Tonghui, introduced his controversial 2 states theory. Both Wang and Ku passed away several years later, but others have carried on their dream of pushing forward cross-strait ties. This June, ARATS and CEF resumed talks in Beijing. They reached consensus on various issues, including weekend chartered flights and allowing mainland tourists to travel to Taiwan. 10 years after the idea first took hold, the chairman of ARATS finally arrived in Taiwan. To highlight this unprecedented visit, Chen also met with the island leader Ma Ying-jeou. It was the first for a Taiwan leader since 1949.
这4个协议都是互利双赢。
The full agreements will benefit both sides. Taiwan will gain from them. You can see it clearly. The direct flights, shipping and postal service across the straits will not only save the time and cost, but will also bring more business opportunities.
The general public in Taiwan responded to the meeting with enthusiasm and support.
We are a group of peace-loving people gathering here voluntarily to welcome Chairman Chen to Taiwan. The visit has been much anticipated, and we feel very happy and hope to give him a warm welcome.
Chairman Chen's visit is of great importance to the cross-strait peace and win-win economic cooperation. The majority of people in Taiwan look forward to seeing the peaceful development of cross-strait relations and economic prosperity on both sides.
Analysts say it's the right time for Chen to visit Taiwan to conclude the 4 agreements.
Chen Yin's visit is symbolizing the institutionalization of the exchange and consultations between the two sides, between the two institutions. This means it's a new start. Actually, Chen Yin's visit has opened a new page in the history of our cross-strait relations.
Chen's visit comes at a time when the worldwide financial crisis is spreading, making economic cooperation more important than ever. And there's real incentive for that, as cross-straits trade had already hit $200 billion in 2006.
We signed cooperation deals in such a key moment. The deals will therefore be very important for us to stand against the difficulties.
Eretz and Sef exchanged gifts to mark the occasion. Taiwan will send a pair of rare indigenous Sika deer and serows to the mainland. They'll be given names which mean forever and wealth. And a pair of giant pandas named Tuan Tuan and Yuan Yuan, which means reunion in Chinese, will be sent to Taiwan by the end of the year. Another gift is the seeds of the rare Chinese dove tree. The idea is to sow the seeds on Taiwan soil to symbolize the hope of people from both sides that cross-straits relations will continue to grow.
Well, staying with that, Chen Yunlin's successful visit marks a new milestone in cross-straits relations and its move towards negotiation and cooperation. A new round of talks is likely to take place on the mainland early next year, with the goal of tightening and systematizing cooperation.